The Science of Getting Rich Remixed. Thinking in the certain way. Wattles doesn't mince words here. You cannot impress spirit with vague wishes. Saying, I want more money is like telling your GPS, take me somewhere nice. You'll drive in circles forever. You must know what you want, hold it as a clear vision, and refuse to let it go. That hasn't changed. What has changed is how we understand the mechanics. In Wattles' day, visualization was often dismissed as daydreaming. Today, neuroscience confirms what Wattles knew all along. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a livid one. Every time you hold your vision, you're reprogramming or you're programming your neurosystem and your reticular activating system to seek opportunities that match it. And here's where the word imagining matters. It isn't daydreaming. It's not fantasy for amusement. Imagining is rehearsing creation. It's the conscious act of aligning your inner picture with the mind of spirit. Your imagination is a spiritual workshop, not a toy box. The certain way means aligning your thought with the nature of spirit itself, creative, expansive, unstoppable. Thought is not entertainment. Thought is creation. Here's the law. What you continually hold in thought, with faith and gratitude, impresses itself on formless substance. And that substance, call it creator, divine intelligent, spirit, source, or cosmic goo, moves through all channels, all people, all timing, to bring about it about. Not sometimes, every time. But most people miss it. They think in scarcity scripts, then wonder why their lives never look like reruns of luck. They're never enough. It's too late for me. Other people have the connections. They rehearse these stories until they sound like truth. But here's the raw reality. When you think lack, you're reprogramming from a false premise. You're treating temporary condition as a permanent law. You're saying the infinite creator who painted tropical fish somehow forgot to leave space for my dream. That's not truth, it's amnesia about how reality works. The certain way is different. It requires that you tell a better story. Not just once, not just when life feels easy, but every single day. Tell a better story. For me, this became real on the island of Guam and Saipan during the pandemic. While the world was locked down, my business carried me across oceans. Presidential suites that once hosted dignitaries stood empty, and I was given the master keys. Resorts charged $1,000 a night, handed me space and a car to drive freely. I swam with beautiful tropical fish in waters few outside had touched. I walked grounds usually bustling with tourists in complete silence. Why? Because my work, installing and maintaining hotel Wi-Fi, was deemed essential. I was invited by the government itself to keep people connected when connection was all we had. I could have told myself another story. This is exhausting. This is lonely. I'm missing Thanksgiving and Christmas with my family. Why me? But instead, I told the story of increase. I imagined the thousands of families who would FaceTime one loved ones because of my work. I felt gratitude for the opportunity to move freely when others were stuck. I laughed at the irony of wandering island streets alone, alive in beauty that most would never see. The story I chose to tell turned inconvenience into wonder, work into worship. That's the certain way. You don't deny reality, you reframe it. You decide what story your mind tells and your body lives. 3 vision killers and how to stop them. Even when you hold a clear vision, these 3 habits will sabotage it. 1. Checking for evidence too soon. You plant a seed and dig it up daily to see if it's growing. Stop. The formless substance works on its own timeline, not yours. Your job is to hold the vision and act in alignment, not obsessively audit whether it's working yet. Trust the process. 2. Telling the wrong people. Share your vision with skeptics and they'll water it with doubt. That will never work. Who do you think you are? Their fears become static in your signal. Guard your vision like treasure. Share only with those who celebrate possibility, not who worship realism. 3. Try to figure out the how. The minute you say, but I don't know how this will happen, you stepped out of the certain way. Your job isn't to know how, is to hold what and let the spirit handle how. The universe is infinitely more creative than your logical mind. Stay in your lane. Vision, gratitude, aligned action. Let someone handle the logistics. The ABCs of feeling words. Here's a tool that's pure gold. The ABC model of feeling words. Start building your own alphabet of abundant emotions. A. Appreciation. B. Bliss. C. Clarity. D. Delight. E. Ease. F. Freedom. G. Gratitude. H. Hope. And so on through Z. Don't overthink it. Pick words that make your body relax, not words that sound spiritual. If cozy resonates more than conscious, use cozy. If playful feels better than powerful, go with playful. This is your alphabet, not a guru's. Each night when collapsing into your cozy bed, or whatever fear creeps in, run through your ABCs. Whisper them, sing them. Pair them with soothing images, memories, or even small daily pleasures. Why? Because this practice literally rewires a nervous system stuck in survival mode. Trauma, stress, and scarcity conditions the body to scan for danger, locking you in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. But naming and feeling abundant states retrains your system to relax, open, and receive. Neuroscience calls it neuroplasticity. Spirit calls it alignment. Either way, the result is the same: peace, creativity, and prosperity. I often scroll through travel photos on my phone. But instead of just reliving the past, I ask, how does this make me feel? The question moves the image from memory into present embodiment. This, does this feel question is a universal tool. Use it everywhere. When you drink your morning coffee, how does this feel? Warmth, comfort, peace. When you get into the car, how does this feel? Freedom, mobility, possibility. When you check your bank account, how does this feel? Even if low, you can feel, I have access, I have options, I can change things. You're training your nervous system to find abundant feelings in ordinary movement. Do this enough and your default state shifts from scarcity, shifts from scanning for threats to noticing what's good. That's not toxic positivity, it's neural rewriting. It turns a picture of tropical fish or pink embroidered pants into living evidence of abundance. When you anchor feelings like comfort, beauty, freedom, and joy, you imprint them onto formless substance, and the cosmic goo responds with more. Modern proof. Want proof that isn't just spiritual fluff? Let's chalk Jim Carrey. In the early 1990s, when he was struggling young actor in Los Angeles, he would drive up Mulholland Drive at night. He'd park his own old beat-up Toyota, look out over the city lights of Los Angeles, and visualize directors being interested in him and his career taking off. During one of these sessions in 1990, Carrey wrote himself a check for $10 million, dating it Thanksgiving 1995. In the memo line, he wrote, "For acting services rendered." He carried his check in his wallet for years as a tangible reminder of his goal. The story had a remarkable ending. Just before Thanksgiving 1995, Carrey learned he would be paid $10 million for his role in Dumb and Dumber. By that point, he had already broken through with films like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and The Mask in 1994. Coincidence? No. Law. Carrey held a vision, embodied the feelings of success, acted in an alignment, and the universe conspired. He didn't negate the creator by saying, "The market's full, Hollywood is rigged, it's too late." He told a better story, and spirit matched it. Wisdom across traditions. Every tradition affirms the law in its own way. In Christianity, Paul wrote, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Buddhism teaches, all that we are is a result of what we have thought. In Hinduism, the Upanishads declare, you are what your deep driving desire is. As your desire is, so is your will. As your will is, so is your deed. There aren't poetic flourishes. They're operating instructions for how to shape reality. The formless substance is limitless. It can't be monopolized, rationed, or diminished. When you impress gratitude-infused thought upon it, you're programming the very field of creation. The clearer the thought, the stronger the impression. The deeper the gratitude, the faster the response. The heart of the matter. The certain way isn't about pretending life is perfect. It's about choosing your narrative and feeling deliberately. It's about training your mind to sing harmony with spirit instead of mumbling scarcity scripts. It's about knowing that when you scroll, speak, or sit in silence, you're coding reality with thought, every thought. So build your ABCs, tell a better story, ground yourself in gratitude, find your own tropical fish, whatever feels alive and extraordinary in your world. Maybe it's the way morning light hits your kitchen. Maybe it's your dog's greeting. Maybe it's the fact that you have running water and Wi-Fi. Start where you are, not where Instagram says you should be. A certain way is not a trick. It's law. And the more you align with, the more the life multiplies through you. What to do next? Rewrite one story daily. Pick one frustrating moment each day. Traffic, long line, tech glitch. Instead of the complaint story, this is wasting my time. Tell the abundance story. This pause lets me breathe. Call a friend. Notice something beautiful. Write it down. By week's end, you'll have 7 proof points that you can reframe anything. Build your ABCs this week. Spend 10 minutes creating your full A to Z list of abundant feelings. Words. Test it by running through the alphabet before bed for 3 nights. Notice if your sleep improves or morning mood shifts. You're training your nervous system to default abundance. Ask, how does it feel? 5 times daily. Pick 5 ordinary moments. Morning coffee, getting dressed, checking your phone, eating lunch, arriving home. Pause and ask, how does this make me feel? Name the feeling, anchor it. You're building an abundance baseline. Spark query. Why is it that when I embody gratitude and tell better stories, life keeps reshaping itself to give me even more to celebrate? So hopefully you found some value in thinking in a certain way from the Science of Getting Rich Remixed. Thanks and have a good day.